What's up, Cave Dwellers? I'm Gabe.
Who are you?
I don't know anymore.
I'm Darren, and I love seismic charges.
I'm going to take my helmet off and sit that down there. And before we get started today with a super important episode, I want to thank our sponsor, and that is RPG. RPGhiring.com. Make sure you check them out. They're building people, changing lives, and they allow us to be here.
Absolutely.
All right.
Dankeschön.
All right. We have a super special improv, we had to throw this out here episode to you because it is super important to everything we do and everything you like. What is it, Gabe?
Strowers.
Yes, it is a huge Star Wars announcement. If you guys watched, the conference was yesterday, and not yesterday, I don't know, what, a couple days ago. Conference was a couple days ago. This news like crazy right now. Everybody's talking about it, so we figured we would too, and give our thoughts on it and what we hope to see on some of the new videos, or the new movies and TV shows coming out, especially on Disney Plus, because everybody's looking forward to
Jedi
it.
Fallen Order 2.
I wish they'd announced it too, but it's coming at some point.
It is.
That's more of an
to.
EA. That's more of an EA line, or not EA, E3. That's more of an E3.
Well, they canceled E3.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they don't, on the date of E3, they were doing conferences or Xbox Day or Sony Day or whatever it was. They're still doing it, but they were just announcing it all right there.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we do have notes here because this was kind of urgent news. Obviously, we're not filming this on Saturday. I mean, that would be crazy to get up, film it that early, and then get it out by 12 every day or every Saturday.
And get it edited and...
Because thanks to Chris back there in the back, Chris is fantastic. He edits these slaves in the back by himself.
He's a god with that computer.
We feed him candy and sweets, and he leave the lights off. He's like Gollum back there on the computer. But he's just like, the lights. I'm like, Chris, here, take the candy. He's like, get the candy. The lights. We're talking too bad about Chris. No, I'm sorry, Chris. We love you.
You can draw, though. You can definitely draw.
All right, so let's get started with this. I'll start, and then you can go to one of yours. The first one on my list here is Star Wars Visions, and this list is in no particular order.
None.
We just decided who was going to write down what.
I'll tell you which one's my favorite.
This first one is Star Wars Visions. So this is something that Star Wars fans have been asking for a long time. Well, newer Star Wars fans, I guess. Not I don't think our dad would.
No, that wouldn't.
I don't think he would be part of this, but I don't mind it.
He'll think it's cool when it comes out.
Star Wars Visions is an original series of. It's an animated series. Series of animated short films celebrates the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best anime creators. Japanese anime creators. So this is going to be a Star Wars anime made by Japanese anime creators, which is going to be cool. And it's coming 2021. So not going to start working 2021. It's coming 2021. So we don't know when exactly. It just says the date that it's coming in. So it could be next Christmas, Disney Plus 2021. Or it could be January for all we know. It doesn't really say. It's going to be, I think, a bunch of different little short films, different stories here and there, but it's going to be made in the style of anime. And it could be 15 different stories with 15 different artists, but all anime style. And I think that's really cool. What was that short called? They did Star Wars, the TIE Fighter or TIE?
Something like that.
I don't remember. I don't remember what it's called, but if you can give it a Google or whatever.
Short animation.
Yeah, it was like a 15-minute anime of, it was like a TIE Fighter pilot in fighting. And then there's been several other little
Yeah.
short film animes here and there.
Which they're really cool. I've seen some where it's like transitions to all the lightsaber duels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's been
really
several
cool.
like really cool animes that people have done, and it's like one of those things. It's like Star Wars of all things has never had an anime. But it could be really, really cool.
You wouldn't expect it to be good as it, but when you see it, it looks super good. Like Mortal Kombat did the same thing.
Right. I mean,
With
anime,
Scorpion's
you
Revenge,
always
it looks super good.
you're always thinking like weird Japanese shows, but in reality, it's like it could be really, really cool.
Yeah.
Not just Pokemon or whatever.
You just insulted a lot of people.
I'm sorry about that. I've actually seen a couple animes. My favorite's One Punch Man. I'm typical. I'm sorry. And I like Dragon Ball as well. So there's that. What you got on your list, Gabe?
First, I've got the Kenobi show. Long anticipated. And
This has been a thing that's been out talking about for a while now.
yeah, like the thing is, there's no information on it other than Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader.
Which was announced today, I believe.
Yes.
It was either today or last night.
Yes. And then Ewan McGregor.
I say Ewan.
I've always said Ewan.
It's Ewan.
I didn't know
It's
that.
Ewan McGregor.
I didn't know that.
Obviously, Ewan McGregor is going to come back and reprise his role as Obi-Wan.
And it's supposed to be him on his like first years in Tatooine.
So, for what we know, it's going to be Obi-Wan on Tatooine. Yoda
Trying to give up like the Force and
I didn't try to give up the Force.
Well,
No,
he tries to look like a normal citizen
Well,
and hide.
Yoda tells him you need to go into hiding, but don't just give up. You need to train, and you need to train your mind to be able to do what you need to do for the next however many years while you watch over Luke as he's growing up. Mm-hmm. And I think he goes through a lot of trials and stuff with his mind, not going crazy and keeping one with the Force, as well as also little backstory here. Qui-Gon Jinn was a Jedi, gray Jedi, whatever you want to call him, but he didn't believe in like Jedi or Sith. He believed in the living Force, and Qui-Gon Jinn is actually the one that found out how to come back to life as a Force ghost. So even though he died, he turned into pure Force.
He actually didn't get fully into the Force.
No, he didn't. He didn't. You're right. He died before he could get that far.
There's certain ancient Jedi temples that whenever
Vader
went to raid it or to like storm it and destroy it, and he appeared.
Right. So like Qui-Gon Jinn didn't quite get to where like Yoda and Obi-Wan did. However, he could talk. So his actual picture, like he himself, like a hologram of himself.
There wasn't an apparition.
Yeah, there wasn't an actual ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. However, he could talk to you. So it's like you're hearing things. But like Gabe said, if you were to go to like certain Jedi temples or certain planets that were like rich with the Force, you could see a ghost of him. And Qui-Gon actually taught Yoda in the Clone Wars. If you watch the series, you could see more on that. But Qui-Gon actually taught Yoda how to do that, and Yoda goes on this journey. Everybody thinks Yoda's crazy, and he just goes AWOL. And Yoda goes on this journey to figure out what Qui-Gon was talking about, and he figures it out. Well, Yoda keeps in contact with Obi-Wan, even though Yoda's on Dagobah and Obi-Wan's on Tatooine. They keep in contact, and basically Yoda trains Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan needs to train himself on how to do this. So after he dies, he can still be with Luke and help him out. And they can all be these Force ghosts, which is kind of cool. So I think that's what the show is going to be about. That, and I'm sure with Hayden Christensen being reprising his role as Vader, I'm sure there will be flashbacks of the Clone Wars and maybe even before that. Maybe when Obi-Wan was younger as a Padawan underneath Qui-Gon, for all we know, since Qui-Gon was since he was the one who actually came up with the Force ghost thing. Maybe they'll go back and kind of show a little bit of that too. So
that'd be pretty cool.
I know I talked a lot during that, but I think that's going to be a really cool show, and I think everyone else is kind of excited about it.
I want to see the trials that he has to go through.
Right, I do too. Maybe you have to fight a crate dragon and whatnot. Doesn't he fight a crate dragon at some point? I think he does.
He might.
I think he does. And here's another little...
I know he saves Luke.
Here's another little tidbit for you. So on A New Hope, whenever Luke goes looking for old Ben and was it Jawas? Or Sand People. It was Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
Tusken Raiders get him. They hit him in the head, and you hear the weird noise. And Obi-Wan walks up, and the Tusken Raiders like freak out and run off. The noise he makes is the actual noise the crate dragon. It's the same. It's the crate dragon screech. So when he makes the noise, that's why they run off. If you didn't catch that, go back and watch that little segment of him making the noise, and then watch the first. I want to say it's the first episode of Mandalorian, The Marshal.
Yeah.
Where they fight the crate dragon. I'm sorry if this is a spoiler. We should already be caught up at this point. But watch the first episode of Mandalorian season 2, where the Marshal, where they fight the crate dragon. It's the same noise. That's why the Tusken Raiders run off.
Huh.
The more you know. So I think he might fight a crate dragon in this show too. Because I know for a long time, like he wanders the desert. He drops them off with Owen and Beru and wanders the desert. And that's also where an episode of Rebels called The Twin Sons, he has another encounter with Maul. I'm not going to say anything else because it's a pretty pivotal point in Star Wars. You see him there wandering the desert, so that may also pop up in live action. That may be part of live action where you see that Twin Sons episode as well.
That'd be cool.
So hopefully you've seen Rebels and Clone Wars because it's just full of knowledge. The next one I have on my list here is Lando. It's a Star Wars event series, so I'm assuming it's going to be like a 5-part series or whatever it is. It's going to be like a smaller series about Lando Calrissian. It's in the early stages of development. They haven't actually said who they're gonna have as the role of Lando, whether it's gonna be Donald Glover in the Solo story or if it's gonna be Billy Dee, the real Lando from the original trilogy. They don't know yet, but it's gonna be a cool little series to watch, and I'm sure they're gonna riddle in a lot of little series like these event series or whatever they call them. And just give you a little bit more backstory on some characters in Star Wars. What do you have next on yours?
I have this is the one I'm most excited for.
I'm excited about it. As well.
I'm really excited about this. It's called The Acolyte, and it's through I'm pretty sure like the eyes of the Sith, of like the emerging Sith.
We don't really know this right now.
So it's the emergence of dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era.
So the High Republic takes place like years and years and years, like maybe 400 years before Anakin's ever born. So back like 400 or back before Anakin was actually born, and before Darth Plagueis. I want to say it's Plagueis. No, it wasn't Plagueis. Which one was it that instituted the rule of 2?
Bane?
Was it Bane?
No,
I don't remember which one it was. Did the rule of 2, where basically there was only a master and an apprentice when it comes to Sith, because Sith would. At one time during Star Wars, there was 10,000 Jedi and 10,000 Sith or more, and they would just show up to a planet and like, oh, that's a Sith lightsaber fight, go on with it. And then that died off because whatever, I don't remember if it was Plagueis or Malgus or Bane, or whatever it was, I don't remember.
It wasn't Alice.
Whenever he became the Sith Lord, like the big top Sith, he basically had them all killed off and stopped training them, where it was just the rule of 2, because the Sith would end up betraying each other and killing each other off, and he wanted to control the Sith and make them this ominous dark power. So this may take place back then when there is a bunch of Sith, and I'm assuming it is because it's like the emergence of the Sith, the dark powers in the High Republic. So we're going to see lots of Jedi, lots of new characters. And I mean, what else did you read about it? It was like
it's a mystery thriller, so that's pretty cool.
So it's going to be like
I'm assuming it's like somebody discovering the power of the Sith and possibly becoming Sith,
or the Sith growing and be it like an acolyte. So the acolyte typically is like a lower level Jedi, like the ones that guarded the Jedi Temple were Jedi acolytes.
I thought they were guardians.
I think they're called acolytes.
Okay.
Anyways, so like someone like that is seeing the Sith power grow, maybe on Coruscant or whatever.
I don't know if Chris put a picture of the thing up there, but it's red. It's red, the Acolyte, and it's got a lightsaber burn mark straight through the title.
Oh yeah.
And it's like red burned, and it looks like it's gonna be like about the Sith directly.
Yeah, the titles are all right here. Whenever we're talking about them, they'll pop up at least once.
Okay.
So, I think it's going to be a dark a darker show. Like you said, it's going to be a thriller, mystery thriller.
I'm really excited for it.
Expect lightsabers, I would assume, and I would expect Jedi versus the Sith. And
like they better pull some lightsaber fights like Revenge of the Sith. Like
no, man, if you've ever seen the trailer or watched the cinematic for Knights of the Old Republic, the 3 or 4 games there, if you haven't, please get on YouTube and type in like Knights of the Old Republic cinematic. It's like 20 minutes long, but it's like all the cinematics. This is what I want to see in Star Wars.
You block a lightsaber strike by throwing the lightsaber underneath it.
Yeah, I think you start off on this one. There's like a bounty hunter, reminds me of Cad Bane, and then like you see like Malgus and I can't remember the other guy's name, the actual Sith dude. Anyways,
Dad Bane.
Dad Bane, is that what you said?
Dad
Bane.
Rad Bane. Cad Bane.
Anyways,
Kane.
I'm wanting to see some like serious lightsaber fights, some serious Force usage, some stuff that we don't get to see in Star Wars.
Something that's just it's in the good era of the Force and the lightsaber.
The cool stuff.
Where everybody was good at using lightsabers and the Force, and it was a regular civilized thing.
Like you said, some Revenge of the Sith lightsaber fights, because that's like the only movie we get to actually see like cool lightsaber fights through the whole thing. But in the High Republic and the Old Republic, that's like a every Tuesday afternoon. Like you just show up on a planet and it's like, oh, look guys, get the popcorn.
You see,
having
now
a lightsaber
it's
fight.
just like it's so uncivilized.
Right. No, it is civilized, but it's so
uncivilized.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Next one on the list is Star Wars: A Droid Story. It is an animated series about R2 and C-3PO, and there's also another unknown new character as well. And from what I understood from reading up on it, C-3PO and R2 have a secret mission to accomplish, and they're the only two that know about it. And they have a third entity. I don't know if it's a droid or it didn't say a third.
It's a droid story, so
right. It's a third thing with them, and this mission that they have. They're the only ones that know about it, and they have to take on this mission. You know how R2 and C-3PO, something always goes wrong and something always goes right. You know, not really weapons or anything, they're just kind of a funny little thing. And it's going to be an animated series. I'm sure it's going to be more along the lighthearted, a little more fun to watch. And I don't know if it's I said series. I don't know. I read somewhere it's going to be a movie, a short movie, and I've read it's going to be a series. So I guess we'll just have to find out on that one. It is in pre-production, and there's not a whole lot that we know about it yet. So, what else you got there?
The next one I got is a movie. It's Rogue Squadron.
It is a movie from what we read.
It's a movie. And it's directed, and the only thing I can find on it is it's directed by Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman.
Right, she was the director of Wonder Woman. So I'm sure it will turn out good. Wonder Woman had great cinematics and had great FX, and it was a good movie overall. And we haven't seen the next Wonder Woman movie yet, but it looks good as well. So I'm sure this movie's going to turn out good.
I'm hoping this is good. I mean, it's. I think it's about which Rogue Squadron is. I want to say that's one of it's one of the X-wing teams. I know.
When I hear Rogue Squadron, all I can think of is Rogue One. I don't really know.
I think Rogue Squadron was in the new movies.
I think you're right.
I think that was one of was that Gold Squadron?
No, I think after Rogue One. I've heard something of Rogue Squadron before. Now that you say that, I think after Rogue One, I think they named one of their squadrons after them. Rogue Squadron.
That could be cool.
I've heard something about them. Now that you said that, I think
I know I've heard Rogue Squadron.
We don't really know what this is about. It's supposed to be a movie. I'm assuming it's going to be about a fighter team, whether they are pre-Empire or Empire. I think they're after Empire, so it's going to be like it's either going to be like during A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi, or it's going to be afterwards in the sequel trilogy. Right, I forget what they're called. Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. That series, that era there. Another one on mine I'm super excited about, and I think everybody else is, and I hope I'm not spoiling anything for you. If I am, please go watch it. They are making an Ahsoka trilogy, or not trilogy. They're making an Ahsoka series with Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, and if you saw her in a couple weeks ago in the Mandalorian live action, she was sick.
I found out why people didn't like her.
Because her things weren't long enough.
No, it was on top. They weren't long enough. They weren't tall enough.
No, they're not long enough.
Because somebody CGI or went back in and edited it and made these taller and made these longer.
No, it was just that they were too short. And the reason that they were too short is because when she was like fighting and stuff, they had them longer at first, and they said she kept slapping them with her lightsabers. They have a name, and I cannot remember what they're called. But she's getting her own series, and everybody online's like, she's getting a spinoff series off The Mandalorian, but no, The Mandalorian was technically a spinoff of other things. But she appeared in Clone Wars. I keep referencing that. And Rebels, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I will say it a million times. Please go watch it, because that's where you actually get to see who Ahsoka is and where she came from.
Why she's most likely, what she's most likely doing, and why she's in The Mandalorian. It tells you why.
First off, why she's in The Mandalorian and how cool she is.
And this is also taking place at the same time, isn't it?
Yes, 9 BBY. So this is after the Battle of Yavin.
You mean ABY?
No, BBY.
BBY is before the Battle of Yavin. It's ABY. You wrote that down wrong. It's ABY.
Oh, maybe it is ABY.
Yeah, it's ABY.
Maybe I did write it down.
Yeah, it's 9 ABY.
Yeah, sorry. 9 ABY, so which is after the Battle of Yavin, which the Battle of Yavin is actually the first. It's in A New Hope when the first Death Star gets destroyed. That is technically considered the Battle of Yavin, or the Battle of the Death Star, and there's like 9 different names for it. But that actually took place off of Yavin. So like they were the closest planet or galaxy they were to, or solar system they were to, was Yavin. So they're in the Yavin system. So BBY is before the Battle of Yavin, and ABY is after Battle of Yavin. So this takes place actually in the exact same year. 10 years or 9 years? It was obviously 9 years. So it was 9 years after the Battle of Yavin, or 10 years after A New Hope. I want to say is what it was.
I just realized something about mine.
What?
So my next one is Rangers of the New Republic, which Cara Dune is now part.
She is.
Of it.
She is. Hang on.
So
Wait.
she could be.
Wait, I'm not done with that yet. Hang on. We're still in Ahsoka. So it takes place the same exact timeline as The Mandalorian. So we have The Mandalorian, we're going to have Ahsoka, and we're also going to have Rangers of the New Republic, which is also, they're all three in the same timeline, just kind of like these 3 different timelines going along at the same time. And I'm going to go ahead and say they're probably going to bounce back and forth. So if you're watching The Mandalorian, they may meet Ahsoka again. Ahsoka may meet the Rangers, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? But with Ahsoka, if you have seen Rebels and Clone Wars, and you watched the new episode one of the newer episodes with Ahsoka in it, she asked, where's your leader? Where's Thrawn? So I'm just saying she's going to be after Ezra. I'm making a prediction here. I'm just saying she's going to be after Ezra and Thrawn.
What else should we go after Thrawn for?
Looking for Ezra. Exactly. And I'm going to say, whenever they're the Jedi, yes, it does. The Jedi that's supposed to come find Grogu, I'm predicting it's going to be Ezra.
I want it to be Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis is the other one.
Because the episode that had Jedi Fallen Order music in it.
Yes, it did.
They meditated, which I know is a big part of the Jedi religion, but it is so refined in such a big part in Jedi Fallen Order. It would make sense if it was Cal. And
it looks similar to the ones that they did in the game as well. So
the circles had some of the same symbols.
Cal Kestis, give him a Star Wars wiki. Google it if you don't want to play the game. He's really cool.
Or watch it.
He's really cool. And I believe it would be Cal or Ezra, the 2 big ones that gonna come find Grogu, because they both had the same.
I don't think it'd be Luke because it's such a new theory.
Yeah, no, not just that. It's just it would be like they've already had 3 big.
The other one is Yaddle. I don't think Yaddle would do that because in Legends she died in the Clone Wars.
Right, and then there was another one was Mace Windu, which given Mace Windu, we don't know if he died. He got tossed out of a window, but that's it.
Hey, if they connected Star Wars and the Avengers universe. There's a drawing that somebody did.
I've seen it, yeah.
Where he takes the Infinity Gauntlet and pulls the Power Stone out and
puts
then
it in a lightsaber,
rebuilds his lightsaber, and he says, "They will know my fury." Yeah, and it's him kind of robotic side of his face, and it's got the cut in his eye where it's Nick Fury, so it's saying that
it's like Nick Fury and Mace Windu put together. It's really
cool.
They're
the same person.
So I'm excited about the Ahsoka one, and cool. But just for the whole timeline there. So, Gabe, what do you got next? Rogue Squadron.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry.
Rangers of the New Republic. So it's about, I believe, it's 9 ABY. So it's the same time as the Mandalorian and Ahsoka show. But what I think it's going to be is the New Republic's just coming into the Outer Rim, and they're trying to take it over, which the Empire couldn't even do. So everybody's like, why would they be able to?
Right.
Well, Cara Dune just,
became a
ranger.
Yeah, a Republic
she's
ranger.
Or sheriff or whatever.
I don't know what they call it. Whatever they call it.
Whatever. She's part of it, so she could be in that show, but it's supposed to be, I think, about the two pilots, the two rangers that caught Mando in the Razor Crest. And he landed on the spider
Which, you know who that is, actually, don't you? I don't think it's going to be them. I don't think it's going to be them, and this is only one.
I think it would fit.
Do you know who that is, don't you?
No.
The one guy's Dave Filoni. I don't think Dave Filoni is going to make an entire show about Dave Filoni.
I don't think
he's going to do that.
The bigger guy or the other one? The one that talks the most, or?
No, the other guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be about the guy that talks the
Wolf
most.
Or whatever his name was. They had a name for him. It's Dave Filoni. Regardless.
Either way, I think Dave Filoni's the one that's directing it.
I think so. He's doing him and Jon Favreau have their fingers in everything Star Wars right now.
Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are directly the ones doing this show.
So this Rangers of the New Republic I think it's gonna be cool. I think what's happening is Mando has his show, and then I think Cara Dune may end up getting her show, and then Ahsoka's gonna have her show. And like I said, they're just gonna cross.
I think it's just gonna have Mando is the starting point, and everybody that appears in it is just boom.
Yeah, but you know what do they do with they're doing that with they did that with the Marvel shows, and they did that with the DC shows where everybody would cross come on. You know, it's like that filler. However, what the good thing about Star Wars is it's all canon. It all has something to do with the movies, with the shows. Everything links. Whereas Marvel, it was a spin-off. You had the MCU, and then it spun off with what they call it with
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
None of that actually was canon.
I thought that was canon.
Nope.
Is it not?
Nope. It wasn't.
So weird.
No, it was so it was not real canon. It was it was a spin-off, and every time something would happen in the MCU, they would have a show about it, but this didn't actually matter. Their show, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't actually matter. You didn't have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to understand something about the main show. Whereas this,
you have to watch.
You need to watch all of it. I mean, you don't have to. You can just watch the movies and be content. But if you want to know more about like right now, you're watching. You're like, oh, I like Mando. Who's this Ahsoka person? You need to watch Clone Wars.
Which the thing is, these are only going to last so long because they're TV shows. Which means as one ends, they'll probably reappear as characters in
something else.
But they'll all connect. And as soon as you're done with one, you'll have another one to watch, which will be just as cool.
So, that was actually all mine. Here, you go ahead and do it.
All right. So I've got Andor, which is about Cassian Andor, and what it is a spy thriller. So it's during the time that he was actually a spying on Imperials and stuff.
So Cassian Andor, if you're unfamiliar, right off the top of your head, is the main male character in Rogue One. Him and K2SO, which
they'll both be appearing in it.
What's Andor's? What's his name? What's the main character? What's
Cassian?
Andor? What's his real name?
I don't know.
You're supposed to write it down earlier. So Alan Tudyk, which is the actually plays K2SO. He's the voice of him, and he's been in lots of movies.
It's like Diego.
Yeah, Diego Luna. That's right. Okay, so Cassian Andor or Diego Luna is going to reprise his role as Cassian, and then Alan Tudyk is going to reprise his role as K2SO. And this is going to be.
It did have Jyn Erso in the trailer, but I don't know if that was just a clip from Rogue One.
It might have been a fan trailer for all we know.
No, it was.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. It may, but I know that the Andor show is supposed to take place about around Cassian Andor, and if you've seen Rogue One, you know how defeated he was and just done with it all because he had been doing this for so long, this spy game, this thriller, whatever. And it's going to show basically all the things he had done to get where he get the Republic where they stand now, which has been a lot of things. I mean, Rogue One had a big. I'm not Rogue. Cassian Andor, Rebels had a lot to do with that.
Is that a TV series?
Andor is.
Okay.
It's going to be a TV series like Mandalorian.
Okay.
And then also, hey, The Bad Batch.
Which, this is not during the Clone Wars. This is during the Imperial era. And if you watch the trailer for it, it's narrated by, I think, Grand Moff Tarkin.
I believe you're right.
Yes,
the guy who voices Grand Moff Tarkin in the Clone Wars.
Yes, because here's what's happening. it's when, because what it is when they meet, the Bad Batch meets the Emperor Palpatine, Vader, and Grand Moff Tarkin.
So
It specifically meets them in the trailer.
the Bad Batch is a batch of clones that were not like genetically right after Jango Fett, so they don't look like the other clones. They're like their own type of thing. They all look different, and they are not like mind control chipped like the rest of the clones. They kind of do their own thing. They're like an outlaw group of clones that just are.
They're mercs.
Yeah, they're like mercenaries. They really are like mercenaries, but they're called the Bad Batch. And if you've seen Season 7, if you've seen the Clone Wars, if they're in Season 7, you get a really good look at them. But this takes place, obviously, Season 7 of the Clone Wars ends right at Episode 3. So, right after it ends, Vader, and then you have the Empire. So these guys here are going to be like Vader's hitman squad. They're going to be like mercenary hitman squad.
I think they're working for them, but I don't think it will end with them working for the Empire.
Yeah, we don't really know.
Just because they don't play by the rules.
At all. And then this is another one of...
Vader has rules that you have to follow.
Right, and this is another one of...
Vader versus the Bad Batch, that'd be a cool fight.
That would be. They would die, though.
Definitely.
Obviously, because Vader still lives. This is one of Dave Filoni's creations, and if you've seen the trailer for it, you see where it says Clone Wars, and then it burns up into the Bad Batch. All the same voice actors. No, she didn't. All the same voice actors. Everything, it's basically just a continuation of the Clone Wars series right on into the Empire, how it goes. I'm super excited about it. I love all that stuff.
Yep.
So that is all for the Star Wars section of it. But because the announcement was also...
it was Disney.
It was like a Disney Plus series.
Disney.
I want to talk about two other really, really important, I think is important here. This is... that were also on the big background poster thing. One of them is Willow. Willow, for those of you that don't know, this is not Star Wars. This is a George Lucas story, the mind of George Lucas. Willow was a movie. They filmed it, and it was released, I think, in 1988, directed by Ron Howard. But George Lucas came up with this movie, or this whole thing idea, 16 years before the movie was actually come out. Which is around the same time as Star Wars. He was going strong with Star Wars and Indiana Jones around that same time too. Which is one of the other things here. We'll talk about in a second. But Willow is kind of cool. Willow is the opposite of Star Wars. It's actually like magic and
it's like
wizardry. It's like a Lord of the Rings, but George Lucas. Warwick Davis is the main character. He plays as Willow. Warwick Davis was also Wicket from Return of the Jedi. He was one of the Ewoks. The main Ewok was actually Warwick Davis. It's going to be a Disney Plus series. Ron Howard is actually coming back as the executive producer or director, so it will be kind of his vision as well as George Lucas. It is a sequel to the movie, so it's going to be a series sequel to the movie. I've never seen the movie. I've never even heard of it until this point. I didn't even know it. I'm going to have to go watch it now. It had starred, the original movie starred Warwick Davis and Val Kilmer, which was Batman. If you didn't know that, it had both of them in it, as well as some other... It's Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
It's Doc Holliday. You're a daisy if you do. The story is about Warwick Davis, or Willow, an aspiring sorcerer who protects a baby prophesied to bring down an evil queen. And she's trying to stop him, and this he's a sorcerer, magic, wizardry. Seems really cool. It was a complete hit, and it never took off. I think it cost them $35 million to produce the movie, which was a lot back then, but it grossed $137 million.
Wizard Harry.
They made over $100 million on that movie and never did anything else with it. But it has a huge following like Dune, and did not know this. And people have been asking for
Which, of course, I hadn't heard of Dune until we were going to do an episode.
I knew what Dune was, but I didn't know what Willow was. But people have been asking for a sequel for a long, long time, and they're finally going to get one. But not just a sequel, a series, and by Disney Plus, which is, obviously they don't let anything go lightly. I think your Siri's going off. Oh, I said series, and it thought it said Siri. Where's your phone at? Siri's listening to us. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that. But the last one on our list here last but certainly not least, for those of you that are a big Indiana Jones fan, they are making the 5th and final Indiana Jones.
Going back after religious artifacts.
I do too. But
I don't want it to be aliens again. I mean,
the whole thing was religious in the
cool,
first place.
But it was just kind of odd.
So Harrison Ford will reprise his role as Indiana Jones for the 5th and final time. It's already in pre-production.
There were leaks about this.
This has been a thing for a while now.
They've already people have said they're gonna make it. People that were working on it said that they were making it a while back, but Disney just confirmed.
Well, I mean, I think it's been confirmed for a while now, but it's Disney just released like the logo and basically saying it's gonna happen. Because I mean, like a lot of this stuff we didn't know about already, but like Indiana Jones, we know that it's already in pre-production and it's set to start shooting in spring of 2021, and it's supposed to hit theaters in July 2022, which is the same month. July 2022 is the same month that Harrison Ford will be 80 years old. So this will probably be one of his later movies, if not one of his last movies as a whole.
Probably his last.
And what a good one to go out on. I'm super excited about this, and you never know, they may have someone else come in and take his place, and they may have not like a remake, but like they had Shia LaBeouf as like his son or whatever, but they may have something like that happen, and then you never know, they could
show a younger Indiana Jones with the boy that played him when he was young as a scout.
Yeah, he's probably old by now too, but they may make a. But
that could make like a 30-year-old one. Possibly.
What if they have the guy that played Solo come in and play him? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, they may have a kind of like someone takes over, puts his hat on, and becomes, the new Indiana Jones, and they may have a Disney Plus series of it, and that would be really cool. I mean, you should keep that name living.
Just him going after small artifacts and stuff.
Yeah, it may be like
the gold idol.
Right.
Stuff small, just
stuff like that.
Raids.
Right, just temple raids. It may be like the Indiana Jones artifacts. I don't know, whatever.
Make a series about the dog.
Yes.
The dog named Indy.
Yeah, actually the dog was named Indy, not him.
His name was Junior.
I'm super excited about it. All of these movies, actually, all these movies and shows.
Junior Jones.
I don't know how you couldn't be. And we had to cut this video in, and I want to say thank you again, Chris, for letting us jump in real quick and you editing this so we can whip it out and let it go tomorrow. So yeah. I'm excited about this stuff. If you can't tell, I've been talking a lot.
I want the Acolyte. I am
so ready to see.
I'm more excited about Acolyte and Kenobi than anything else.
Everything we have is just Skywalker when it comes to Star Wars.
I want more Sith.
There's so much out there.
The Jedi Order is cool, but we saw a big Jedi Order already. I want to see a big Sith Order.
So in Star Wars, we have...
I'm in my prime.
Not me. I'm in my prime. in Star Wars, we have a 25-year... That's all there is. And then you add on, when you add on the sequel trilogy, I don't consider that canon. But you have 25 years of Star Wars. The Skywalker saga is 25 years. From the Phantom Menace to Return of the Jedi, and now we're adding in a little bit of Mandalorian afterwards, which adds in an extra 5 or 6 years. So we have this 30 years, whatever we're at right now, 30-year gap of, not a gap, but this 30-year timeline of Star Wars. But this takes place 10,000 years after Star Wars history starts. I mean, why don't we see anything of when the Sith and the Jedi were using swords or proto-sabers?
20,000 BBY whenever when Mandalore was still big and taking over
the galaxy. Mandalorians were actually one time were the most deadly force.
No, I'm talking about when they were still primitive.
Oh no, I'm talking about
down the beasts,
mythosaurs.
Mythosaurs. I
mean, what about that? I want to see some Mandalorians fighting mythosaurs. I want to see
when they had the janky Beskar helmets, whenever it was first found when they first found it and made
Mandalorians used shotguns instead of laser throwers? Slug throwers instead of laser guns.
Whenever they used primitive weapons like spears and crap to kill
mythosaurs.
Yeah,
and
like when they had the tribal armor, like it was like made out of wood and leather and just like really not forged well metal.
Or maybe even like a little bit further on when Mandalorians were like the most feared force in the galaxy, and they literally were taking over the entire the whole, like taking over the whole galaxy.
Yeah.
And the Jedi had to have like an actual
Jedi
like
Mandalorian Wars.
Yeah, they actually had to like mount up like, oh, we should probably step in because the Mandalorians are literally taking over the galaxy. And that's where you see like Revan. That is like the Revan timeline. Mm-hmm. The Revan and
I want to see Revan in live action.
Darth Nihilus, the guy who eats planets.
Nihilus?
It's actually like Nihilus or whatever.
I thought it was pronounced Nihilus because Nihilus is the one that eats
That's what I'm
people.
Saying. Whatever, however
He
you
eats
want.
planets and people.
Tomato.
He consumes people to stay alive. What's not Bane? Scion or something. Darth Scion or something like that. He's dead. He is literally dead, and he holds himself together with the Force.
Well,
and he like hates weakness, and his whole thing is he hates weakness so much, but he fell in love with this Jedi, and this Jedi finally convinces him to let go because using the Force as his only thing holding him together is a form of weakness. Because the only thing that keeps him alive is his Force, which if that was broken, then he would die. So he convinces himself that, hey, this is the right thing to do, and just dies.
Well, Darth Nihilus, actually, his entire Force being, his entire life was into his face mask. That's what kept him alive, was his face mask. And that's why he had to sit there and he would like wipe entire planets out and like consume the Force from the living beings on the planet. And that's why they called him the World Eater. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, there's so much cool stuff in Star Wars. Obviously, this is Legends, but there's so much stuff out there that they could like.
It just takes a little bit of effort to make it canon.
No, it just takes
Disney.
It takes a Disney saying, "Okay, that's canon. Now we're making a movie or a series." That's
you don't even have to make it a movie.
But at one time, there was like thousands of Jedi and thousands of Sith. We want to see that stuff. Like let's get away from this 25 to 30 years and go like to the.
Actually, you know what? No, when proto sabers were first a thing, when they used proto pack, like the packs with kind of sabers, Jedi were the first to use those. Actually, Sith didn't use them.
No, they had
Sith
swords.
said they were weak, and they used Force-imbued swords, like the dagger in the new movie, which was
like the dagger thing.
I
was like
thought that was kind of dumb because of how old that would have to actually be.
Like those weapons are like 400,000 years old.
Which actually, it's debatable that those swords that the Sith used were more powerful than any lightsaber you ever could have seen. Like more powerful than the Darksaber, because they were able to not only block lightsaber blows. They were able to go, some of them, if they were powerful enough, cut straight through the lightsaber blade and just straight through the Jedi.
Well, as we know, Beskar is also able to block lightsabers. We're rambling. I want to see more Star Wars stuff. I'm sure you do too. I love Star Wars. That's not the reason
why it blocks it. It blocks it because of the Force.
You're rambling. Let's wrap this up. We've already been here for like 30 minutes.
I don't care. It's cool.
People have to live their lives. They have to go watch the trailer.
No, they need to hear us rant.
No, they need to go watch the...
If they hear us rant enough, maybe they'll rant about it, and then Disney will make a movie.
They need to go watch the Knights of the Old Republic cinematic.
You're right. And you need to go watch the Clone Wars and Rebels and Mandalorian and yeah.
Other stuff.
Do it now.
Live your life.
Do it.
On the Star Wars Wikipedia page.
Do it!
So, all right. We're going to get out of here and back on to the actual episode that we kind of like took over. So, it's actually time for the giveaways, but... As you can see, we're like time travelers. Ooh. So, on to your giveaways. Let's get ready to give away some stuff. But right now, I need to put this mic down so I don't blow anybody else's eardrums out. I'm sorry for that. Last week on the Macho Man Cave Craziness 12 million WrestleMania, we had to give away... Dr. Phil and President Camacho. We're going to do that right now. Video. and Gabe. Who are our winners, buddy? Yes! Chris's eardrums are gone, and I'm sure yours are too. The winners are right here for Dr. Phil and right here for President Camacho. We'll see you later. We have to break the fourth wall here like Deadpool. We have, so many different cuts in this video because it's chaos. The cave is chaos. It's not actually Gabe's cave, it's Chaos Cave. And last week in the actual Chaos Cave, if you watched that episode, we forgot to give away our Star Wars stuff from episode 40, Modern Grails, which was all about Ahsoka and the two major comics. So we're going to, seeing as this is a Star Wars episode, we might as well give these away. So we're going to give these away now, as well as the cards and whatnot. So this is the Grogu, the Child Bluetooth speaker. This is going to be first place on this little drawing I'm going to do. The Crayola art book that is mine, it also has a poster in it, a 15 and a half or 15 3/4 by 9 3/4 poster, is going to be second place. And then this Colortivity Mandalorian color book is going to be third place. So again, this is from episode 40, Modern Grails, the Ahsoka episode. I'm going to pull the comments off of that video, actually right here, not literally, but I'm going to pull the comments off that video, and it's going to be in the drawing that's about to happen, and we will give these away. So the drawing is happening now.
Hey everyone, it's Darren back again. I'm here to give away some coloring books and a Bluetooth speaker. I'm going to select 3 digital dice like we normally do. I'm going to roll them. And that would be 10, 3, 6 is 10, and 4, 3 and 3, 6. Yeah, okay. Enthusiasm. Make sure we got everybody again. This is from the episode 40, Modern Grails, the Ahsoka episode when we gave away the coloring books. So make sure everybody knows that. Everyone that commented on that video is in on this one. Go through here real quick. That is everybody. Alright, we're going to run this 10 times. Gotta make sure. 2. 7, 8. Alright, 9th roll here, and then we got our winners are Dan Walls, Shantae Pierce, and Shadow Wolf Gaming.
And first place goes to this person right here. Second place goes to this person here. And third place right here. Congratulations. We will make sure we get these out in the mail. Maybe some other little random stuff. You never know. These giveaways are fantastic. We just give away so much stuff on the show. It's a coloring book, but it's a coloring book that you didn't have. So, thanks for participating today. We will see you in like 10 seconds with the next giveaway and other normal show.
All right, it is time to give away last week's artist, Tim Shin. And we had 5 of his left. We're going to give them all away right here, right now. My favorite was obviously Destro, and I hope someone takes him and is happy with him.
He's cool.
The others, it's just Destro to me. Anyways, Brandon's final winner, man.
We're going to give away some cards and a loot box. Let's see. So, I'm going to run 3 dice. Going to roll them. That would be 12. I had to think about that. Yeah, 12. Alright. This is everybody that commented on last week's video. Make sure everybody sees that. Alright, we're going to randomize this 12 times. I'm going to get some more people to comment in here so we can give away some more free stuff. Surprised we don't have more people on this. We literally give away free stuff every week. And these cards are worth, most of the time these cards are worth anywhere from like 50 to 100 bucks. So it's crazy to me that people aren't, comment. Let me see. Let's see. All right, we are at number 10. We got to go to 12. All right, and the winners are... Right there's your winners. And the winner of the loot box is Adrian. All right. Thanks for playing, and we'll see you on the next giveaway.
Looks like our winners are... I'm not going to do that. I'll just put them right here so people can see. And we'll have our winners right here. Choose 1 through 5, and then our loot box at the bottom here. Congratulations, dead last loot box. We love you anyways.
Choose wisely.
And for the 5, congratulations, you are the remainder of Tim Shin's cards. And we will send him off with a bang.
Bang.
Yeah, okay. All right. We love you, Tim. We love Destro. I do, at least.
Pretty cool.
Dead man.
Dead Manstro. Same thing, right?
Not really.
Pretty much. And... now for this week's Artist Spotlight, we are back to Richard Serrao. We have actually several of his cards here. What is it, 6, 8 of his cards. How many should we give away?
All of them.
All of them?
Merry Christmas.
All 8 of his cards? All right, we're going to give away all 8 then. We're going to give away all 8 of these. I'm going to try to get all of Series 1 out in the next couple weeks here, and then we'll put the rest, I guess, in loot boxes or do something fun with them. But we'll go ahead and give away all 8 of these today or next week. So we'll start with the Crow.
Eric Draven.
We have an Inquisitor.
That's the one from Fallen Order.
It is. We have Pennywise. Ghost Rider. Ourselves a Xenomorph. The Joker. Straighten these back up because that was terrible. We have Furiosa. And we have Immortan Joe.
And the actor that played him recently died.
Did he really?
He really did. And he was also in the first movie as well. He was a different character.
He wasn't he?
But there's some kind of story in between, like some canon that says that he just turned into that. It's
Really?
the same guy. He just turned into that somehow.
Well, was he one of the bikers off the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, well. 8 fantastic cards here, and I think we had a max at the first, and someone took it.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you are the winner of the max, maybe you want to get one of these other ones to go with it.
Hey.
So make sure you comment. And if you're one of the winners from the drawing we just did, make sure you send us an email at gabescave13@gmail.com, so therefore we can get it out to you. We need your address, especially if you're new on the channel here and leaving comments. We don't have them yet. We have some of the people that have been here for a while, but we don't have everybody. So make sure you send us an email so we can get that out to you. You've got a week to get it to us, or we're going to go on to the next person in line. So, yeah, with these two, make sure you leave a comment letting us know which one you like the most. If it were me, I'd have to go with either the Xenomorph or probably the Inquisitor. I really like the Mad Max ones as well. What you got, Brandon? Which one you like most?
I'm going to go with Eric Draven just because I like the Crow.
Okay.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
12th sister.
I think this is the one. Oh yeah. This Ghost Rider is really cool as well. It's got a lot of cool texture on his flame head. So lots of cool stuff here. Lots of good stuff. Well, I suppose that is it for the Artist Spotlight and the show. We hope you liked it. Hope you didn't just skip over Gabe stabbing boxes to death. If you did, go back and watch him literally stab everything, almost us, and he couldn't figure out how to get the plastic off the box.
Me alone.
And we need to thank our sponsors again.
We do, yes. Thank you, RPG Hiring. We couldn't do it without you.
RPGhiring.com.
And Gabe, that's a wrap, buddy. Let them know what's up.
Bye.